All right, everybody, how are we doing this evening? Cobra Trading here, TCP Media, and I want to go ahead and take a look at some altcoins real quick. I had some requests from our private Discord group as well as some DMs on Twitter about a few coins that people were interested in seeing today. We've had a lot of action here today. XRP has been going crazy. Bitcoin went nuts. XLM is still going pretty crazy here. This is really impressive candle. This is on a day chart right now. So what this looks like, that's what that looks like on a 4-hour chart. Just a massive candle with a huge wick up here all the way up to 37.85. So that's a really big gain. If you were already in this, man, if you got out on this top, you made some great profits. Especially if you were going to wait to buy back in lower. That was really great if you were in that trade. This all happened kind of unexpectedly, so you know, you were either in it or you weren't. There really wasn't really a way to call this, especially, you know, where we came from. The RSI was already pretty high, and it just, you know, really took off. As you can see here, you know, we peaked over here on the stock, so it's starting to come back down. This is about to cross bullish here, and we're probably going to see a pretty significant correction on this. Let me go ahead and go back out to a day chart here, and what I thought was interesting and that I noticed about this coin was that we keep getting like fractals of the same wave here. So if you look back here, we had this little top, and then we had a bigger top, and then we had a curving you know, correction downwards, and then when we came back up, we had a top, and then we had a bigger top, and then we had this swooping correction downwards. And now again, the same thing before. We had a top, we had another top, and a swooping correction down. So my prediction, considering that this has happened, you know, 1, 2, 3, and this is happening a 4th time now, is that you know, this is probably going to keep going up for a while. What does the weekly chart here look like? It doesn't really tell us too much, but that's definitely a major looks like a major bear pattern to me. You know, you do one of these numbers, you know, on the weekly chart, that's, you know, coming up from the bottom into a bear pattern. You know, we've bounced 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time on the top, so we might end up breaking through here. And 1, 2, 3 times on the bottom. I mean, that's just a little perfect for me. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really excited to see what happens with this. I definitely think that this has a potential to be a really big gainer soon. There's been rumors of alt season coming around, and you know, who knows, maybe this is the start of it. Maybe we'll finally start to see some relief, and people that were, you know, were down a lot, you know, from the beginning of the year or whatever, after the major correction first had occurred. And, you know, if you stayed in and you end up, you know, losing a lot of money, who knows, you know, maybe if this is the start of something good, you'll be able to, you know, recover some of that and, you know, trade smarter. And you know, the best part is about trading is you always learn from your mistakes so that you have the opportunity to make more money. So just a little quick analysis on this. Let's go ahead. I kind of want to see where these levels of support and resistances are. As you know, with the Fibonacci retracement tool, that's normally these levels are lining up pretty closely with you know, levels of support and resistance. And you can see here that you know, this level here was acting as resistance a few times, and now has been acting as support. All the wicks here, and here, and this candle kind of busted through it, and then here it was acting as resistance again. So so it looks like right now we popped up, we almost hit the golden pocket here almost perfectly, only off by a couple sats, maybe 100 sats, and then started coming back down. The 0.5 is obviously going to be acting as some strong resistance here up at 3650, 3660 area, and now we're coming back down. So I'm hoping that we don't come down a whole bunch. I think that you know, the RSI is going to have to cool off a little bit, potentially, and you know, we'll probably end up using this 382 level at about 3,500, you know, as a support area for this. If it does end up coming down to correct, I think this will be a pretty solid support area. Let's see what happened to my volume indicator. My volume indicator is gone. What happened? Yeah, so this was starting to get up into lower volume here, but not too bad. If you ended up making it into this trade, that was a really sweet trade if you had gotten in early on this. Let me go ahead and that's the wrong one. Let me go ahead and modify this real quick. Come on. Take this off. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened to my volume indicator between the last video and now. My volume indicator ended up disappearing for some reason. Anyway, really strong trade on this, really strong uptrend here. Again, that 3,500 level is going to start acting as support, so we'll see what happens there later. In terms of ZIL, somebody wanted me to go ahead and take a look at the ZIL coin. So, take this off. Man, I can't click on nothing today. Really whacked out Stotch RSI down here. That's really wacky. There really isn't a whole bunch of information for this coin for me to do like a longer term analysis. I mean, you can clearly see a 5-wave structure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, down for a 5. You know, that's pretty much as obvious as it gets. Most of these coins, when they're in their infancy and there's not much data to them, normally that's what you're going to see almost immediately. Is a huge, you know, 5-wave sequence up, and then right here you had your ABC correction down into the 1. This was a 5-wave sequence up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, huge 5, huge impulse 5. So that's you know, that's a very basic analysis right here of what's been going on. We had this huge downtrend, and then what do you know? 3-wave sequence here, A into the B up to C. I'm sure all of these levels probably match up pretty nicely with a RSI. And yeah, sure enough, we're using our 618 as a support right here. I love how that works. I love charting a coin like that off the cuff. I haven't, obviously, as you can see, I've never done analysis on this coin before, and you know, sometimes things just work. This is one of those coins that's playing by the rules. And you know, really is conforming to the Elliot wave structures here. So I don't see a reason why we wouldn't start heading up from here. We're starting to you know, kind of get a level out here where we're starting to use this 618 at 500, this 500 zone as support. So that's really good. This area right here, up in the 580s, 600s, that's going to be our next area of resistance there. I'll put a line there for future reference. Ding. Oops. That's got to be red. And then right now, obviously, this line down here is going to be our support. So make that one green. All right. So not too bad. If I was going to trade this right now, this wouldn't be too terrible of an entry. Excuse me, considering where we've come from, all the way up here. What were we all-time highing at? All-time high about 2,500, and we're down into the 500s right now. So that's a major correction. So we should definitely be seeing some movement here shortly. Definitely a good coin. I'm going to go into more in-depth analysis in our private group on that one, and potentially make a call sometime after the ETF's decision either gets approved or rejected or whatever, and we kind of see a balancing out of the market come the first week of October. That's when I'm going to start getting into more altcoins. ONT. I had a request for ONT as well. Major Vegas wave here. I guess, what did we have? We had our top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. ABC down. Maybe a DE. Yeah, I'd call that a pretty solid triangle right here. Once we had our little impulse down, just major swooping correction here, and we stayed under the RSI for quite some time here. Wow, what a doozy. August 15th, July 8th. Wow, almost a full month of being oversold and continuing a downtrend. That's kind of impressive. Just with these little 2 green bars here, we had a massive spike in that, and slowly we've been climbing back downwards. So looks to me like this right here is about to cross bullish. I like that. We're starting to get into more a higher area of volume here, which is always a very good sign. This is a very good area of volume, especially once we start coming up here. It looks like we've got support that we finally found at the about the 2620 level-ish, and it looks like we're going to be fighting resistance. Stupid thing. Looks like we're going to be fighting resistance about here at like the 3900 level, somewhere around there. So again, you guys know I love my Fibonacci tool. We'll go ahead, we'll take our high to low, kind of just measure this out, see. I always end up turning that on or off. Make sure this is lined up right. I turn this on specifically so that when I do a fib retracement measurement, I'm always getting the exact top and bottom so it can be as accurate as possible. So it's looking like, yeah, we've got our resistance here right in this area. So that's about right. That looks right to me. So when we start coming up longer term, this would end up being our target back up here. At about the 8600 range. I don't think that that's going to be happening anytime soon. We're definitely going to be bouncing around in these areas of support and resistance for quite some time before we see a level. And as you can see, just like Bitcoin, you know, you've got these little dips and dives and pockets of really low volume here. Here's one up here, here's one here. So definitely this area right here, this is going to be a hard one to catch support at. This is going to be our next major level to try and turn into support, is up here in this area between 45.50 and I guess like 4,000 right there. So longer term, I think that this is a good coin. I have read about this project, and I do like it. I think that this is a really good coin to start accumulating now, since we're so low, but we've seen signs of life down here and a support level that we've been bouncing off of. So not a bad time to get into this one. I'm going to go ahead and get into ZRX real quick. This I've already done analysis on before. I had made targets on this. And there's also a previous count here, as you can see. We're starting to work our way up towards this arrow. I haven't changed where these targets are. I still think that we're going to come up and we're going to test this 98 to 9900 zone for a C wave. So we're still looking really solid for this to come over and really start continuing to make its way up. Another thing I want to note, we're going to have a cross here soon. That's going to cross. So that's going to cross bullish, and hopefully with the right amount of volume. This is the only sketchy area up here. That's why I think that we're going to test up here at the 9500 range, is because we got the little small pocket of volume right here. So we'll see what happens with that. This was a call that I had made in our private Discord way back here. We had already taken profit up here. And we were waiting to buy back in off a pullback. So we'll see what happens. This is definitely a longer term trade, and certainly longer term. You know, we want to see start to test levels up in the 1300 range, up around here. So actually 13,000. Sorry about that. So we'll see what happens there. This is a really good update. I like what I see here, and this is definitely pointing bullish to me. This is on a day chart. Let's go ahead and come back in a little bit. Yeah, so after this long candle, we're definitely topping off over here on the Stotch on a 4-hour chart. RSI is climbing up pretty high too, so I think this is going to cool off. After the next day or two, this is going to cool off, and then we'll continue our way up. So heading over to Neo right now. Oh, look at that, beautiful. This is exactly what I love to see. I love coming back to my charts and seeing stuff like this where it went exactly where my arrow is pointing. It's always very satisfying to see that. Anybody that charts or looks at things like this is always happy when they see that whatever they thought was going to happen is happening. On a day chart, I believe I had originally done this, and yeah, sure enough, boom. It's actually covering up the arrow. That's great. Hit my target exactly at the 618. Again, guys, that's why I'm going to be doing a tutorial later on about these Fibonacci, about the Fibonacci retracement tool. You can trade off of this tool alone. I don't personally recommend doing that alone. I recommend using some other analysis and some indicators as well, but it's definitely amazing for understanding and finding support and resistance levels. Half the time, if you can identify that by eye alone, and then you come back and you draw a Fibonacci retracement tool, 9 times out of 10, those fib levels are going to line up within, you know, a couple 50 or 100 sats of where you had drawn your line. Which is awesome. We bounced right off here at this 7/8 support, like I thought we would. We had entered on this candle. Bam, we're in the profit. This is, I would take profit here, or at least half profit. You know, maybe a quarter or a half of my position, and wait for this to start coming up more. We got a bullish cross here on this stotch on the day chart as well, which is really awesome. It's crossing pretty. It's crossing kind of in the middle, which isn't super bullish. But it is crossing bullish. So if we can use the 618 as support, I think, you know, midterm, that we could definitely start seeing levels testing up into the $19.50, $20 range and test this next resistance level. Going over to ADA, some people want to see that today. We finally broke out of this little, I'm going to turn this volume indicator off now. It's kind of making me mad that it's a different color. I got a lot of lines drawn on this. I'm sorry about that, guys. So right here, we were stuck here for a while. We were stuck here since the 12th. It's been about a week that we've been stuck in this range. Now we finally got a nice, you know, push upwards with all of the other alts that have really just been doing just quite amazing today, honestly. I do see this pulling back, though, and potentially using the 236 level at 1200 as support. This is definitely going to pivot here. It might go up a little higher, but right now this 382 at 1240 is acting as resistance. So I think that we're going to end up pulling back just a little bit down to the 236 before we continue our way up, because this RSI definitely has, especially on a pullback, if we come down to the 40 range, this RSI has got plenty of room to come up, guys. So I think this is a really strong. This is going to be a really strong uptrend right here. I really think that this is going to start going places. We might even see levels up into the 1370, 1380 range, which would be awesome. And that's what everybody's been waiting for. So that's pretty much all I got for today, guys. Let me know what you think about the analysis down in the comments below. As always, you can get a hold of me through my DMs on Twitter, and check out our September issue of the Rumor magazine. I did an article on Tell, and I caught an interview with the director of marketing, Yassine Farouk, in the article as well. So definitely check that out. All that stuff is free on our website at tcpmedia.org. And if you have any interest in joining our Discord group, always feel free to DM me, or you can check out our website for more information on that. Have a nice day, guys. And again, happy trading.